Hey, good morning, Aisha.
Good morning.
Hey, welcome to Comto Studio 71.
Thank you.
And welcome to the pavilion. Tell us who you are. Introduce yourselves.
My name is Aisha Eccleston, and I work for the Jacksonville Port Authority in Jacksonville, Florida.
What do you do there?
I work for the Seaport Authority, so specifically what I do is business development. So companies who are doing business internationally, whether they're importing or exporting, I reach out to those companies and encourage them to bring their cargo through Jacksonville.
Is that just in Jacksonville, or you go up and down the eastern seaboard?
It's just in Jacksonville. There's multiple ports up and down the East Coast.
Who's your biggest competition?
Our biggest competition is the Savannah Port Authority, and that's just due to the proximity, how close they are to Jacksonville Port Authority. So people who are doing business in the southeast, the two major ports are Savannah, and then you have Jacksonville, and then you go further south, you have Miami also.
Talk about your connection to Comto and your role on the board. Tell me about that.
My connection to Comto, I'm the maritime advisor to the board.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. It's been great so far, and I look forward to developing it more and seeing how Comto can continue to fuel the transportation industry in the United States and also include the port authorities.
When Mr. Prince, the board chair, appointed you, what was his guidance to? What did he want you to do?
His guidance, what he wanted me to do is make the connection with the logistics in transportation, and the same way with the mass transit, with public transit. It's still transportation, but I'm more so involved in moving goods versus moving people.
So you're the maritime subject matter expert for Comto, is that right?
It looks like it.
Yeah. So what's your game plan for the next 4 to 6 months? What do you have in mind?
For the next 4 to 6 months, my game plan is to look at some of the key stakeholders in my industry and find out more about their programs and how they encourage the young people, and maybe look at some of the opportunities for internships. And
who are some of the key stakeholders? CSX or Sealand?
The big, the ocean carriers, definitely, all the big ocean carriers, the MOL, the rail providers, CSX, Norfolk Southern.
How would that tie into, let's say, a Walmart? Is there a connection between that and?
Absolutely, there's a connection. Walmart is a global leader, a retail leader, what they would call a big box retailer. So they import a lot, large volumes, a lot that comes from Asia and different parts of the world. So to have that kind of connection, you have a distribution center, or you have some business ties with the Walmart in your city, it's a big deal. It creates a lot of jobs and a lot of opportunities.
So we talked before about your passion for city interns and scholars and leadership. Talk about that and how you see that being connected to bringing maritime to Comto. How does that work in your mind?
I see that being a very big connection. Comto's done a wonderful job with the city intern program, developing these young people, and they're going to be ready to go out into the work world. And so to have a mechanism to get them the experience and the exposure, this is the biggest thing that companies are looking for. They're looking for qualified individuals. They're looking for young people who will be the future leaders of the transportation industry.
So let's just say, hypothetically, you had an intern or two in Jacksonville.
Sure.
Do you see yourself as being a mentor for those interns?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I currently do a lot of mentoring with some other organizations, and so I really look forward to doing that same thing with Comto and bringing that in. And I think that that's the value that's added by any company, any stakeholder, a port or logistics company. They're all involved in that piece of it as far as developing
At the last board meeting, which was your first, you got to see the flow and ebb of the board meeting. At the next one coming up in January, are you prepared to come in with a kind of a first 6 months, just the way things look, and some suggestions as to what we should do going forward?
Sure. My plan is to work with you and Bob Prince and Linda Washington, and then come up with some plans. And so, yeah, I do anticipate that by January.
So this is time well spent for you here?
This is excellent time. It's very well spent.
Okay. Well, I've been with Comto for a while, and you're our first maritime advisor. We're looking forward to your bringing new things to the table. But beyond that, I want to wish you luck. We're proud to have you on the board, and welcome to the board of directors.